Fox 32 has investigated Henyard's use of a police security detail, taking officers off the street and costing thousands of dollars.
Is there a motion to terminate?
The small town of Dolton, Illinois is engulfed in scandal, with Mayor Tiffany Henyard at its center. Once celebrated as a community leader, Henyard now faces a storm of accusations, including financial mismanagement, corruption, and reckless governance. Her lavish lifestyle, characterized by first-class flights, stays at luxurious hotels, and extravagant dinners, has sparked outrage, especially given Dolton's financial woes. Reports reveal she has amassed $67,000 in travel expenses over the past several months, a staggering figure for a town struggling with debt and deteriorating public services. Residents, many of whom are already facing economic hardship, are watching their tax dollars fund what appears to be the mayor's personal indulgences. Allegations of corruption, including the misuse of public resources for personal gain, have further eroded trust, with rumors of potential FBI involvement and impending raids adding to the tension. Critics argue Henyard's actions epitomize a disconnect between elected officials and the constituents they serve. As the town of just over 200, grapples with crumbling infrastructure and dwindling public trust, the scandal has left many questioning the mayor's ethics and leadership. Despite her attempts to defend her actions, the justifications have done little to quell the growing outrage. Each new revelation seems to push Dolton closer to collapse, leaving residents desperate for accountability and resolution as the town's future hangs precariously in the balance.
Government always does it, is to go and investigate people around her, and that's what they're doing.
When reporters began investigating Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard's financial dealings, they uncovered a web of secrecy and defiance that could rival a Hollywood thriller. Despite repeated requests for spending records through official channels, Henyard's team stonewalled, refusing to release documents even after being ordered to comply by the state attorney general. It was only after GBN News filed a lawsuit that the veil was lifted, revealing financial practices that left Dolton residents in shock. Among the most alarming revelations was the alleged misuse of funds through Henyard's controversial charity, the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation. While the foundation claims to support cancer patients, reports suggest it operates as a personal slush fund for Henyard's extravagant lifestyle. Established on the same day, it received a $10,000 donation from Thornton Township. The charity's timing has raised serious questions, with critics alleging a well-orchestrated scheme. Further complicating matters, the foundation has not registered the estate or filed legally required financial disclosures, fueling suspicions that funds are being funneled into Henyard's luxury expenses, such as designer goods and lavish trips, under the guise of charity work. For Dolton residents, this revelation feels like a profound betrayal. As the town grapples with economic struggles and failing public services, Henyard's actions have intensified frustrations. Despite mounting evidence, she remains defiant, framing herself as the target of political attacks, a defense that offers little solace to a community drowning in debt and distrust. This unfolding scandal has spotlighted an administration seemingly more focused on personal gain than addressing the town's urgent needs. At the heart of the controversy lies a pressing question: how long can Henyard continue her opulent lifestyle unchecked? With the mayor's political career and Dolton's future hanging in the balance, residents and investigators are demanding accountability in a drama that grows more explosive with each new revelation.
He's absolutely not guilty of all 9 counts. I believe he's cooperating. And if you cooperate, you have to admit...
Straight out of a political thriller, the scandal surrounding Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard continues to spiral, with allegations of ethical lapses, abuse of power, and mind-boggling twists. Henyard, already embroiled in controversy, now faces a civil lawsuit stemming from accusations of inappropriate conduct during a work trip to Las Vegas. A staff member claims she was subjected to misconduct and then fired in retaliation for speaking out, raising serious concerns about abusive power and the toxic culture within Henyard's administration. Adding to the spectacle, Henyard has enlisted Beau Brimley, a lawyer notorious for representing controversial clients in ethically questionable cases, to defend her. Brimley's involvement has only deepened the sense of chaos surrounding Henyard's leadership, painting a picture of an administration more focused on optics and personal survival than transparency and accountability. The Las Vegas allegations have further fueled the perception that Henyard is disconnected from the needs of her constituents, prioritizing personal gain over public service. These new accusations have reignited outrage over her notorious spending habits, including a shocking $33,000 Amazon shopping spree and intensified concerns over the misuse of personal luxuries. As her team scrambles to downplay the scandal and redirect public attention, residents are left grappling with the consequences of Henyard's actions. With Dolton facing crumbling infrastructure and deepening financial woes, many are asking how one mayor's term could unravel into such a whirlwind of scandals, leaving the town's future hanging by a thread. Dolton is engulfed in financial chaos as Mayor Tiffany Henyard's high-profile lawsuits, misconduct allegations, and questionable legal strategies dominate headlines, overshadowing the town's urgent needs. Residents face deteriorating public services, crumbling infrastructure, underfunded schools, and neglected social programs, all while Henyard's administration remains mired in scandal. Critics argue that her leadership perpetuates a toxic cycle of blame, distraction, and mismanagement. Henyard's defense, that she is the victim of political attacks, rings hollow to residents bearing the brunt of her controversial tenure. Her focus on optics, deflection of criticism, and apparent disregard for the town's pressing issues have left many frustrated and disillusioned. As public trust erodes, critics liken her administration to a circus, where personal gain and scandal take precedence over governance and progress. Adding to the drama, rumors suggest federal investigations are underway, with reports that FBI agents have searched Henyard's and her associates' offices for evidence of wrongdoing. Some speculate authorities may have gathered enough evidence to lead to potential imprisonment for more than 20 years, though these claims remain unverified. The whispers of federal involvement have only intensified the public's interest and speculation regarding Henyard's fate. Henyard's rise to power adds another layer to this dramatic narrative. Born and raised in Dolton, she climbed the political ranks, serving as a village trustee before becoming mayor in 2021. Initially seen as a beacon of local leadership, her tenure quickly devolved into accusations of authoritarian behavior, cronyism, and self-serving policies. Critics claim she rewards loyalty while sidelining dissenters, fostering a culture of dysfunction that has further alienated residents and deepened Dolton's crises. As the town struggles under the weight of scandals and financial turmoil, Henyard's leadership remains a contentious and divisive force. Mayor Tiffany Henyard's tenure in Dolton has reached a tipping point, as allegations of intimidation, abuse of power, and financial mismanagement have fueled widespread calls for her resignation. Residents claim Henyard runs the town like her personal fiefdom, allegedly using local police as her private security detail and retaliating against political opponents through threats and firings. Despite mounting scandals, Henyard has managed to maintain her grip on power, often framing criticism as attacks on her identity as a strong Black woman, a tactic her critics argue is manipulative and aimed at deflecting accountability. Her penchant for spectacle, including appearing at a board meeting dressed as fictional gangster Nino Brown, has further cemented the perception of a leader more focused on theatrics than governance. Dolton's financial woes have worsened under Henyard's leadership, with public services crumbling, debt soaring, and taxpayers frustrated over the misuse of funds. At a recent board meeting, tensions boiled over, prompting police intervention as fed-up residents demanded answers and transparency. Adding to the chorus of dissent is Thorne Township trustee Carmen Carlisle, a former ally turned whistleblower, who has accused Henyard of manipulating township funds to support her extravagant lifestyle while neglecting the town's urgent financial crises. Carlisle claims Henyard has diverted public resources for personal gain and retaliated against those who dared to expose her actions. As the scandals pile up, rumors of FBI involvement and possible raids have intensified the pressure on Henyard to step down. The community, grappling with deteriorating infrastructure and mismanaged finances, has lost faith in her leadership. With increasing calls for accountability, the once popular mayor now faces a harsh reality, a town on the brink of collapse and a citizenry no longer willing to tolerate her actions. Mayor Tiffany Henyard's leadership in Dolton is increasingly seen as a liability, even by former supporters who are now turning against her. The mayor's apparent focus on preserving her power and comfort over addressing the community's needs has made her a symbol of political dysfunction. Mounting scandals and legal challenges have drawn intense scrutiny from media, legal experts, and political analysts, all questioning how much longer this chaos can continue. As revelations of mismanagement grow, Dolton residents are losing patience, demanding answers and meaningful change. Despite the swirling accusations and federal investigations, Henyard clings to her position, but her days as supermayor may be numbered. The financial crisis in Dolton has reached critical levels, with the village's general fund plummeting from a $5.6 million surplus in April 2022 to a staggering $3.65 million deficit by May 2024, a nearly $10 million swing in just over 2 years. The Lightfoot report on Dolton's finances exposed a grim picture of mismanagement and waste, including exorbitant spending on luxury accommodations and questionable credit card transactions. Henyard's alleged misuse of public funds has sparked outrage, with one particularly shocking claim that she spent $43,000 on Amazon purchases in a single day. This level of spending has raised serious concerns about what other financial irregularities may be hidden in the town's records. Illinois State Controller Susana Mendoza has intervened, halting the flow of state funds to Dolton until Henyard's administration complies with financial transparency laws. Mendoza, who has a history of supporting struggling municipalities, called this an unprecedented but necessary decision, citing Dolton's refusal to meet basic transparency requirements. Her statement emphasized that this lack of accountability cannot be tolerated, further escalating the pressure on Henyard to address the financial mismanagement that has plunged the town into crisis. With public trust eroding and the town's finances in free fall, Dolton's future hangs in the balance, and the calls for Henyard's resignation are growing louder. As Dolton's financial crisis deepens, public outcry against Mayor Tiffany Henyard grows louder and more intense. At a recent town meeting, residents openly vented their frustration. One accused the mayor of disrespecting those who disagree with her and failing to take accountability, while another called out, referencing the Las Vegas incident, "You know what happened, and you should be addressing it." The anger is palpable as residents grappling with deteriorating services and mounting debt demand transparency and leadership. Adding to the turmoil, Henyard's administration is now facing the fallout from a federal investigation that has widened to include her former chief aide, Lacey, who was recently indicted for bankruptcy fraud. Lacey is accused of concealing assets and income to avoid paying creditors, further tarnishing the reputation of Henyard's office. While Lacey's attorney claims the indictment is part of a broader effort to target the mayor, many believe this investigation will ultimately implicate Henyard as well. As allies abandon her and scandals engulf her administration, the storm around Henyard only seems to intensify. Meanwhile, Dolton's residents are left to endure the fallout of this ongoing drama.